world, right? Like when it is drawn on the occasion of a wedding, and it is, the columns are filled with certain symbols, repetitive symbols, which convey a certain philosophy of life. There is something called a Gombe Salu, which represents children. So one fill is the Gombe Salu. Then there is this Neeli Kochu, which Namrata talked about. It's a pattern, crisscross pattern, which it's about the house. It is actually defining the framework. The framework. So the framework of life, how this border is a three-sided one, and how should be open on the other side. All these are very meaningful and intentionally done.
At the same time, how one should live their life with the society norms
within that framework. That is what this thing conveys to us, right? You live within a framework, whether it's inside your house or a society or a community. You have a certain framework within which you live, and that is the meaning that gets conveyed. So earlier only women used to do this drawing the Chittara. Now a lot of men have also, like, because they see their mothers do it. There are a lot of artists who've seen their own mothers draw, and they've taken it up. But as an art form, right, it's not sustainable for them. That is the feedback that a lot of artists have given. It's not enough to lead a lifestyle, right? A reasonable, comfortable.
They would love to.
They would love to. In fact, every artist whom we met, irrespective of gender, they really want to pursue this, but there is no option because the remunerations are low. For a work as intricate as Chittara, Hasegodi, or a Poppali Chittara, it takes so much effort from the artist, so much mindfulness, so much thought, and because it's a skill, and it conveys a certain meaning. For something as beautiful as that, the remunerations don't match. So art, I think, needs patronage. You need people, like for example, the one that you got done at IGNC, this particular Chittara is a mural. It's a print of a mural at IGNCA. And such patronage is needed, and I think some form of adapting, because it is, art talks about lifestyle and things around. I think adapting it to the modern times is also not a bad idea, although I don't know how the Devaru might react to it. But using these symbols to communicate the same meaning. Why don't you talk about your science gallery experience and what you did for other projects?
So what happens with a folk art is it is a very communal process, the way the visual language evolves, right? And if we take away that communal process and say that a folk art must exist a certain way, always, there are people with that school of thought also, but unless it evolves and adapts to the changing lifestyles, it will become redundant, it will get forgotten at some point, right? Which would be a real shame. So, keeping that in mind, we have had opportunities at CIFRIA to work and contemporize Chittara, keeping the integrity of the motifs and the symbols intact. We have done a couple of murals. One is at the Bosch campus in Arkere in Bangalore, and another one is at Science Gallery.
You could tell how the Bosch incorporated Chittara with their products.
Yes. So when the Bosch mural is an interpretation of a Mule Aarti Chittara, and that was a mural commemorating 100 years of Bosch in India. So they wanted their different business verticals, all the achievements they have made to be represented through a local art form, an indigenous art form, and what better than Chittara.
It was a very challenging for us, especially for Namrata, but you did it very well, and it was greatly appreciated by everybody who visited this.
It was actually a very, very interesting effort because there was a lot of collaboration even with the artists.
Yes.
How do we bring this together without distorting what that Mule Aarti Chittara is? Can we slightly change the shape? Because there were a lot of modern icons of factories, of machinery, of things like that. If we put it into Chittara, is it okay? How do we do it without, changing what somebody sees it, they should still know it is a Chittara, right? It may have the logo of the company, it may have all these modern motifs, but it should not be disrespectful to the art form itself. So keeping all that in mind, as a team we came up with this big, massive 9 meter by 3 meter mural, and we're very happy to say it's also visible from the street when you're passing by. So all the employees there, a lot of people have got awareness about this art form, and come and looked up our website and they've called Geeta and said, it's such a stunning art form, tell us more about it. So it's opened up a lot of doors for Chitara. Similarly, at the Science Gallery Museum, which is on the Devanhalli Road in Bangalore, it's got a very prime location because everybody coming and going from the city, visiting the airport or leaving the city sees it. So on their compound wall, we have done this Chitara mural where we have taken a very playful approach, right? We haven't done a full Chitara composition like a Hase Gode or a Tirge Mane or any of that. We've taken a lot of symbols and we have created what we call a carnival in Chitara. So this was for the Bangalore Habba, and the idea here was to tie in with the ethos of the museum. Science Gallery is a very community-driven space, so they want people to come and learn and collaborate and attend workshops in that space. A lot of children visit this space.
So keeping that in mind,
Yes.
you came out with such beautiful.
Keeping that in mind, with how do we adapt all of these beautiful symbols, keeping their meanings as they are, So we created kites with our Karabanda Gadige and
Tulsi Gida as a wheel. What is that?
the Tulsi Gida became representative of like a giant tree would be. We made it larger than life. We made a massive Tulsi Gida with all the hakkis sitting on it. We had all these dancing Meenu and Chenduhu, all these beautiful symbols that breathe life into a Chitara. We interpreted it in a different way and it was received very well. So it became a very inviting thing to bring people into the museum with a very positive spirit, which is what Chitara does. Right?
I think that's what builds also visibility to the art and patronage. I think there are two levels, right? One is, what is surprising is in Sagara, in and around Sagara, we didn't come across any Chitara
hardly
in a public space. That is actually a very sad thing. But I think in recent times they've had these boutique competitions. Those are picking up. So at least where the basket is concerned, there are competitions. So there are artists coming up and drawing the, showcasing their art.
Yeah, but add to that, we also contacted some companies, who would be willing to sponsor to do a big murals in the stations.
I think that's needed, in public spaces we need to see these murals, Chitara. And it's a very popular tourist spot. It's on the way to Jog Falls, and for the fact that not many people, they probably cross Sagara and go off to Jog Falls and not know that this even exists, because it's practiced in a very small community in and around Sagara Taluk with very few villages, and among those few villages, very few artists also. So one artist was saying that these days people don't come to them asking for very few people do that, asking an artist to kind of come in. Earlier artists used to go to somebody's house and draw. Now that practice is slowly on the wane. They draw it on paper and give it. Now this artist was saying they actually go to the town and take a printer. It's 100 rupees. So and I think with AI coming in, it's going to be a threat to these artists. So we have to. I think the creative part of art is the one which is going to save it. How we are going to creatively adapt. I'm sure AI won't be able to think up a science gallery kind of an approach. So I think building that visibility both in Sagara, in and around there, for local people also to find pride in their art. Of course, they are proud. It's not to say that they are not proud. I feel that the children, the school children, to build an interest.
And it also being taught in educational.
Yeah, it's not taught in schools. In Sagara, it's not a part of curriculum. So if those things happen, if children, I think there is a gap there right now. The older generation which had all these, the heritage, cultural heritage, so to speak, the tattoos, the weaving of baskets, or even the painting of baskets, whether it's the mats or all those handcrafted things that go with that. There is a gap now to the current generation which is either not aware or not invested in following it up or pursuing it, because you see ready availability of a plastic mat. or a printout of a thing, which doesn't motivate you to kind of go and approach art on your
So that
own.
awareness should be brought in.
Should
that
be
the-
brought in.
The value of the Chittara,
Yes,
value of all the other
Both
things.
there, both in and around Sagra and also in Bangalore,
Yeah, I would
among
say
our
that.
own city people who can actually put in that money and
Yeah,
patronage
yeah.
that is needed.
Yes.
I think Bagilu Chittara is a very good example of how this beautiful the borders can be adapted.
When you're talking about Chittara to the Indian schools, we are also planning to bring out the abridged version of this book in Kannada, and we want to, start workshops in and around Sagra Taluk schools. Yeah.
Because patronage is one aspect to help continue an art form continue, but the other aspect is how do you build it into the day-to-day life, right?
Yes.
Now we have already established we are not seeing murals done everywhere. Children are not seeing it in their own
Yes.
schools in Sagra, let alone in Bangalore or anywhere else in Karnataka. If you put it into the curriculum
Yes.
and teach them, use this for maths, like as you
Yeah.
mentioned, the professor is doing. Those are all beautiful ways in which children are regularly engaging and building appreciation. They are learning through it, so there is already a need. You're feeling to continue that, because a lot of things I learnt in school, for example, Punya Koti poem.
Yeah.
I was actually at the Center for Pastoralism this weekend, and
It
they
was there.
they had brought Punya Koti's story in a very different context to communicate why the cows are so important to that community, right? The cows had such devotion. Punya Koti went back to the tiger after making sure her child is fine. We never thought of it that way. We just knew it as a story, but it has a larger context of that pastoral community, right? So when you contextualize it in a way that makes sense to children, now I have a very fond memory. I'm going to teach, anybody younger than me, I'm going to come and, bring this new perspective and teach them about these things. Same way, if a child has that appreciation for Chittara in school, they will build that through life and learn to apply it.
You need to
So-
inculcate that in the children, the
Correct.
basic sense and the value of Chittara, like I said.
And introduce them to the authentic forms of
Forms.
how it was.
Yes.
Then adaptation
Yeah,
can
yeah,
come.
yeah.
Correct.
Authentically how it was,
Yes.
what did these symbols stand for,
Yeah.
did it have a meaning, and how do you communicate
Yeah.
that meaning, and even I think the sustainability, eco-friendly
Yes.
aspects of
All
that
the
art.
time, yeah.
See, right now nobody probably even would think of going and doing one chart rice and making black color out
Yeah.
of it. They would
Yeah.
immediately go buy acrylic. But the fact that it used to be this is how it was done is important for people to know also, so that they can make informed choices.
Yes.
So like
That's
how Vishwa, one of the artists, and Nanappa, they were all telling, right, that they want to go to the schools, but they don't have the means to do it.
Yes.
I mean, there are, the younger
Correct.
generation.
Yes. I think that's where the
Where we come in,
patronage.
and the book comes in also.
Patronage along with this application-based adaptation,
Yeah.
because many times art always takes a backseat to traditional education, right? So this is a way to bring it in and give it that importance and that weight which it should have, because it's also a very interesting way for anybody to learn. So you've definitely come across Varli art, right? We have seen it extensively. There are murals painted. It's come on different products, on saris, on various different adaptations have been around and visible and recognizable over the last many years, thanks to the initiative of the Maharashtra government. Right? They've made Varli a center, like a poster child for the state, kind of. So our hopes is that through this book and through everything that we've documented, we want to shine a light for the potential of Chittara to become that shining star, that folk art that champions art and craft for this state.
So we have documented this and much more in our book. So do visit our website www.cfria.in for updates and to order a copy as well. Thank you.